third Binlihuan watch on this channel, and the second one which doesn't have any designation, name or number. So all I can refer to this is the Binlihuan watch. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW review. So this is the Binlihuan, I can't pronounce that at all. The Binlihuan Quartz watch. There's no designation on it, it's just the Binlihuan watch. And the reason I got this is because of the classic or vintage kind of design that it has. It's quite a good representation of a classic looking watch, and also of course the price at just $4 shipped and packaged from Shenzhen in China. So let's go over the basic specs of this watch. The measurements are quite standard. You have a 40mm across the diameter with a 48mm lug width, and those lugs, as you can see, they do bend down quite nicely to hug the wrist. Mine is 6.5 inch, and this sits quite well upon my slim wrist. The depth is quite slim. It's just 10mm, 10 or 11mm, with a standard 5mm crown and a very standard 20mm lug width to accommodate most kinds of straps. Looking at the watch in more detail, in particular the face, you have a basic plain white face with these Roman numerals going around with I'm not sure why the 12 is crossed off there. Oh, it's because of the subdial. So you have 3 subdials which are useless. They don't work. They're purely there for aesthetics. Now that would annoy many people, but for $4 I don't think you can expect working subdials. Again, it's just there for purely aesthetic reasons to make it look more interesting, and for me, I don't mind that. I do have watches with subdials, and I find that I don't ever use them, especially if they're chronometers or stopwatches. So for me, again, it doesn't matter. It's just there to make the watch look pretty. Outside of the standard Roman numerals, you have numbers marked every 5 minutes. The material of the watch for $4 is going to get you a standard base alloy, which is chrome plated there. It's a pretty bland looking case, but nothing more than you would expect for this price. Back to the dial, you have, let's see what these fake dials are. You have a 12, 3, 6 and a 9 there with a hand that doesn't move. You have at the below or above the 6, you have, I'm not quite sure what that's meant to approximate. It may be approximating a power reserve. And then you have this third dial, which I can't make out at all. On the 3 o'clock position, you have the name Binlihuan and their logo. And a train track, very detailed minute hand around the perimeter there. So although you have useless subdials, I think it's quite a nice looking watch. Let's have a look at this minute hand jump. Let's see if it jumps. Positioning over the 12, pressing it in, it does jump. Again, over the 12, and it does jump, but what would you expect for $4? The hour hand is a bit shorter than I would like. The minute hand is acceptable. It reaches the markers all around, but it's quite a slim or short hour hand. But although the watch face does look quite busy, it's not too difficult to tell the time at a glance. The movement of the hands is quite floppy, which shows, I think, the quality of the movement in general. You're going to get what you pay for $4. Oh, that didn't move that time. That's good. And onto the back. So the back of the watch, you have a standard press-on, pull-off back cover, which is stainless steel and has a water resistance of an unknown quantity. It's going to be a basic 30 meters with the Binlihuan name and their logo emblazoned across the center there. That's basically it for the back. Now here you have the wrist shot, and again for $4 I think that's quite a good representation of a classic looking watch. Wrist roll. The strap itself is pretty standard. It's a leather look, although I can't imagine it's real leather strap there with an alligator design. Basic buckle and tang there with two keepers, one floating and one fixed. And I had to poke an extra hole in there for my 6.5-inch wrist, so take that into account. If you do have a wrist as small as mine, you're going to have to do a bit of DIY with the holes there. Profile shot. It does look like it overhangs a bit, which I guess it does. But again, this is a 40mm. Most 40mm sit quite flat on my wrist, but this one doesn't, even though those lugs do point downwards. And it's always the lug on the left side that does that with these watches of mine. But it doesn't look too bad. Anyway, one thing that should be top of your mind is $4 US when choosing this watch. And there you go. So there you have it, the Binlihuan Quartz watch, and this is my briefest of reviews. There's not much, an awful lot I can say about this. It's a very basic watch, but for $4, I guess I can recommend it. And that's about it for today. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair. Until then, as always, take it easy.